Good morning. Sorry, a couple minutes late. We had a slow start this morning. I actually sleep with the window open, and it was so cold. Neither one of us wanted to get out of bed to even close the window. So we were kind of there almost 45 minutes longer than I normally. I'm like, no, you go make coffee. No, you make coffee. So we have a lot to show. We have a lot of show and tell today. And we actually have a busy day in the store. We're doing the Altenew class. Looking forward to doing that. So we have a nice... Yeah, that was Mark in the background saying it sucks getting old. So let me see. Where do we want to start? I had, on the past 2 weeks, have been really kind of insane. Just a lot of virtual classes and kind of like a trade show type of thing because of, the way things have changed. And so I've been busy doing classes from morning till night, then doing orders. And so if I didn't get back to you or whatever or complete something, I apologize, but there were not enough minutes in the day, not even an hour, a minute. Every moment of my time was done, working on something. And then if I wasn't, I actually fell asleep on the couch every night, or on my chair. So anyways, after this weekend, we should be good. So I have some things to show you that we worked on. Some new products have been coming in, and some of the things I might have showed last week, we might have a little sample to show you. So I am going to start out by this Daisy coverall die, and this is from Reverse Confetti. Came in last week with their Valentine collection, and here is a sample. So you can see it doesn't cut through or cut out anything, but it creates these little piercing marks in it, and it will be used as a background on a card. So we're working on getting things. This will be either in our Super Bowl class that we're going to be doing, or we're getting ready for the stamp camp at the end of February, and hopefully dates should be up by the hopefully maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Let's see. We will try. I actually have a new class that I'm going to put out. I just finished. Can you grab those Prima tags that I did? It's on that bookcase. You'll see right on the top. Yeah. I finished something up. While people were starting a class, there was a class that we were doing from Simple Stories, and it involved a lot of prep work, which I didn't get a chance to do because I was supposed to take another class, and then due to technical issues, that was canceled. So I figured I can do that class later, and I finished up a class from the week before. So don't feel like you guys are the only ones that don't complete projects. But so far this year, I'm in a good place, and we're ahead of the game, I feel, or on track. So that's kind of a good thing. This is one of the projects that I finished too. And this is just a shaker card using vellum. And I'll actually go through this maybe one day on a Facebook Live, how to create one of these little pocket cards. So it was just done with vellum, my scoreboard. And then this is a die from Lawn Fawn. And there's these little bees inside. So what I did is I put all my little gems and findings that had to do with yellow and black and white. So I wanted to show you that. And speaking of Lawn Fawn, we got to take a couple classes. These are just sneak peeks. Can't show you everything, but I can give you a little peek of what to expect with Lawn Fawn. Let's see. And one more. This one was one of my favorite little cards that we did. So we promised Kelly Marie that we would not show the complete project nor the stamps or dies that we got from the class until February when the release comes out. So my order is in, and but we were allowed to show those little sneak peeks. So you're gonna love them. You Lawn Fawn lovers and people that are not familiar with Lawn Fawn are gonna love those. There is a new die from Hero Arts, and let me grab one of the. Can I just grab the die for a second? This is in their new release, and it's a pretty cool die. And actually, Lori's working on cutting a bunch, probably for Stamp Camp. And what you do with this is, it's easier if you poke out the back, so you get this dimensional type of effect. And this is why I said I love, I save all my old backgrounds and such, and I have a little container, and when I'm going to do something, instead of having to pull everything out and create a background for, something that I want to show you, kind of go in there. And this is a background I did with the waxes from Creative Expressions, and I created the little pop-out. So I'm going to actually complete this. So my thought with this was to pop it on a card base, and I wanted to show you these tiny, tiny little adhesives. These are these tiny little foam dots, and in this package you get 1 million. And forewarning, you will find 1 million little pieces of paper on your rugs when you take them off. It just goes with the territory. But those little foam, I use those a lot. They come in different thicknesses. I use them in those small little areas so that you're not cutting apart your little pop dots to fit in that little spot. I just use a little pin head and I kind of slide it off there and pop it right on. You do have to take the backs off. And this is where you're going to find all those little tiny pieces that cling to your pants, your socks, your rug, but they vacuum up really well. And the nice thing about it is that you can actually see them on your rug. You can see them in the store sometimes when I'm walking down one of the aisles. I see that, oh yes. So this was a pretty cool die. I hope they come out with more because I like the effect that you get. And then if any of them do kind of like pop back down, you can like go back and lift them up. And my thought was to use this thank you die. I had a big thank you die. I don't even remember whose thank you die this was. I keep all my dies in a storage container. I take them out of the packaging, and there are magnets, and I have on the side of each little storage, I'll put thank yous, birthdays, sympathy. So when I'm looking for a particular die, I have them all there, and if I'm looking for a size, I can have my small ones and my large ones, and it's just way easier. Well, the other thing that I did is I did a second one, and I put it on adhesive back. So I have another thank you somewhere that I'll layer on top of this so that when I glue this down, it's a little three-dimensional. So look how pretty and simple that card is. That's using the new Hero Arts. I don't even know what it's called, but I've ordered them. Let's see what else we have. I think last week I showed you the little window and the doors, the images that go inside the window from Art Impressions. So we actually got the the dies in for the windows and to do that 3D pop. So we'll have a class using these along the way. This was that little birthday car that I showed. Lori, what you might want to do is pull that table away because, yeah. So, and you can see in this, you get the stamp and the die comes in. And this made those little matchbooks, and I showed that little matchbook 3D card, and I think I brought them home so I wouldn't lose them, but we'll have these in the store and the samples out so you can see those. So that came in. It's nice to see things that we've used come in and then have them. And here's this tiny little envelope, which you can use for a lot of little things, but actually these little kind of Polly Pocket sized little cards actually fit in these little envelopes. So that went with that whole system. We showed these lots of embellishments because people are doing shaker cards and they're becoming so cool. And then just finding things to go inside. Well, we have a bunch. These are from Picket Fence. We have several different colors. The diamond. And a lot of these, like I don't put a lot in. I kind of have a drawer, a drawer full of embellishments. You know, my sequins are in there, my 3Ds, beads. You know, if you've been in the crafting world for a long time, making a lot of crafts, I'm sure you have a lot of beads. I use those, all those different things in my shaker cards, and they're fun to have. So it's not like you have to put this whole container in here. I put just a little pinch of it, kind of like when you're cooking, a pinch of this and a pinch of that, just to add color. This is the new kiwi mix from Dress My Craft. Oh, it's sealed, so I can't open that. But I thought these would be fun for your St. Patrick's Day shaker cards. The color combination is really nice. So those came in. And from Dress My Craft, clay. These little clay embellishments are really popular. And these are little bunny heads. Amelia, yes, it is Art Impressions. So look for more of these little embellishments to come. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We have the 12-inch paper cutter, and we have the small little mini 6-inch paper cutter from Dress My Craft. And the 12-inch is actually, you know, bigger, and it has the pull-out arm to go 12 inches across. And these are actually really nice paper cutters, and the price point is really very good compared to like Fiskars and that. And people that have had these little mini ones, we've had them in the store before, love them. So yes, the gilding waxes were from Creative Expressions, but we carry a lot of other companies that have a lot of gilding waxes. But on that particular one, I tend to really love Creative Expressions, so I myself have their products. We have a new release from LDRS. For those of you that have the tags, there's a coordinating die that we've shown before. Note, Suzanne, no bunny bodies, just the bunny heads, sorry. No tails either. But anyways, this is the newest one. It's the heart tag, and the die will cut out all 6 of these tags at the same time. We've had the Christmas version. We've had the fall version. We have the heart one. There's a new one coming out next month. So we've been carrying this whole collection. Also from LDRS, they have these new strip dies. And we've had strip dies before where one of the companies had a 1/4 inch, a 3/8, blah, all on one die. And what she did with her dies is we have like 4 dies. And this is for the A2 size card. So these are nice if you're, building backgrounds, say these were different colors, to have them together, doing any kind of weaving. And a lot of times cutting out these little strips are really hard for a lot of people. This is the A2 1" size. And this is the 1/2 inch, and this one happens to have stitching on it. Also comes plain. They can't do the stitching on these little ones. I think it would take away from it. And you can see here's the solid. So these are the A2 size strips from LDRS. And for those of you that are into the slimline, she has a slimline version. Now the nice thing with the slimline is you can cut these down and use them on your A2. So it's almost an advantage to have the slimline because you can use them different ways. And once again, they have these 1/8 inch little strips. They have the 1/4 inch strip. They have the 1/2 inch solid. And then they have the 1/2 inch with the stitching on it. You know what? I don't know. You'd have to watch you'd have to line it up. And it's a good possibility if you take your time that you would be able to do it. But next time you're in the store, Carol, I'll show you how I cut those. When I do cut those little strips onto paper, I make sure that I watch where it's cutting on the outside of my paper cutter on the top and bottom and make sure I hold down really well. But that might be good. And in that case, that's where you might want one of the companies that have individual, because these are all on one die. So you have to try it, and it may just be the perfect solution. Let's see if anything else came in from LDRS. Nope, that was it from LDRS. More good things coming next month. My order is in. And, actually, I made a mistake. We had the classes that we did for this one group ended on Tuesday. We did classes all day Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday, we met with all the vendors, and I thought all my orders had to be in on Friday. Well, it wasn't this Friday, it's next Friday. So I'm ahead of the game. I still have a couple orders to write, but for the first time, I'm ahead of the game. My sales rep is so happy because everybody waits till next Friday to turn all their orders in. This is a new book that we're going to put in our children's corner. And it's just like a coloring book. Little quotes. You can actually have, them color these and frame them because they're so pretty. And see now, like this, my granddaughter Adeline would do so well. She really loves tiny little areas and filling in. So look for this in our little kids section, our kids corner. Purple. Purple is like one of the hardest papers to find pattern designs on.
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
We're on a phone.
No, I'm doing a Facebook Live. You can come and put your hand in here and say hi to everybody.
Oh, I'm interrupting you.
No, that's okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Bill. We'll see ya. Sadie was excited to see you.
She's sat right here while waiting. Have a good day.
We'll see ya. This is from Crafter's Companion. This is the sage and purple. And you can take a sneak peek at this beautiful 12 by 12. Paper pad. It is double-sided, so you can see the back side. And there is a complimentary solid paper pad that goes with this. This one is not available in 6x6. It only comes in this 12x12. I will say these colors on here kind of have this little beautiful sheen to it, and they're a nice weight. They say 300 GSM. I don't know if that's equal to, but it's a good 110 pound weight just by the feel of it. So beautiful paper collection from Croucher's Companion. In fact, last week we got one in, and a customer came in and saw it on the table, and she's like, "Is this anybody's?" And she bought it up. She snatched it right away, and so we got a couple more in. This is another paper pack, and we carry their whole collection. We have the Vivid, the ink drops. This is the Earth version. But this is the newest one. It's called Ocean. Right now, the only pad that we have in is the 12x12. We have the 6x6 on order, so we're waiting for those to come in. And just beautiful. I mean, these paper pads, this whole collection has been one of our best-selling paper pads. So this one is called the Ink Drops. That last. I just thought this is a super cool stencil. Didn't realize it was this big. I thought it was 6x6, but I love the fact that it's even bigger. This is from Dress My Craft. Once again, they're a company from India and have amazing product line. Let's see, there's not a cutter. Linda, you asked where do you get the cutter that cuts the strips? They're die cuts, and right now they should be under LDRS. If they're not, you can call the store and set them aside. When Jess went to go put them in the system, we couldn't find pictures or anything yet because I think it was a new release that we had to wait for permission to put them online. So back to the stencil, but just remember, because it is a big stencil, you could just use little bits and pieces of it. You don't need the whole thing. So, very cool stencil. These just came out by American Crafts. It's a stamp and die magnetic envelope, and I think because we're kind of indoors during these next cold months, this is when we have the opportunity to kind of go through and organize and kind of redo our rooms. These are actually kind of nice. I see that they go in a binder. It probably looks like a regular school binder that you can put these in. Sometimes I just like these in a container because I have drawers. And I get the clear containers. I go to Bed Bath & Beyond, anywhere in the kitchen section. A lot of times at any of those like Marshalls and stores, you can find those little storage or refrigerator containers. This way I can fit a lot of them in a space. A lot of times the binders are very heavy by the time you put all these in, and the weight of them is just really heavy. I do, in separate binders, have one for Halloween, and I have a Christmas binder because I don't use those all year round. But I like these little tabs so that you could put labels on them and say what they're in there. So this is actually these are really nice. These are from American Crafts, and the magnet and storage envelopes. Let's get this back in. The gentleman that came by, he didn't realize I was on Facebook, comes in with his wife, and he usually brings a snack for Sadie. And she saw him come in, and she knows, she goes right to the door, her tail wagging, like he's here. I'm just going to move this off to the side, and I just don't want to forget all the parts and pieces. Last week I showed you this tile tile embossing folder that came in. Once again, it's one of those that creates a background, and you could just do something really simple and just put a little, put a mat behind it and put a little saying, with a flag on here, because these are just so beautiful and simple. And we actually took a class with Altenew, and here they are used in a background. This is one of their layering stamps, and we did this cool kind of sunrise design technique. This is the same stamp. Here it was stamped in black. We chose not to stamp the outline on these cards. And here we just used one of our ink blending brushes to add color, and look how beautiful. One stamp, you can get, different versions out of it. But you can see that background on there. That's what I wanted to show you. And once again, the background is on there. It's not the focus of the card, but adds to the overall beauty of the card. So that's Altenew. And we have the latest release in from Pinkfresh. They have lots of fun things. Here is a new stamp set. It's called Brighter Days. It has the coordinating stencil so that you could color without having to color with Copics or pencils or such. It also has the die cut that will cut out. And this is the foil plate. So you can use the foil plate with the dies. And the die also works on the stamps. So different ways to use that. Couple other new dies that came in. These are this new floral set called Artistic Blooms. And these are right up my alley. And what I want to show you, which is nice with Pinkfresh, in their packaging, there's actually a little magnet sheet, which helps keep those dies in place. A lot of companies use double-sided tape or glue dots to kind of hold them, but they include that magnet sheet. I don't know about that, Suzanne. Here is another really beautiful die, just this little leafy background die from Pinkfresh. I didn't poke these bottom out. I started to poke the top out and then realized it was 2 minutes after 10. So, and this one is called Curvy Foliage. And these should be all online. Another one of these little textured background things. And see, ask and you may receive. I've been asking for more of these kind of patterns. This is called the Sparkling Diamond background. See, somebody just came in, Charlene just came in, so Sadie's like, I'm here. Like, where's my snack? These are new foiling dies, and right on the back you can see the whole sentiment series that you get. And these are very kind of clean and scripty. There's a coordinating die that also works with this. One of the classes we got to take was Pinkfresh, and these are the 2 samples that I got to make. I forgot to grab this. The die on that background that we used is the Folk Edge rectangle die. And if you can see, it makes the outside frame. Then you have these individual straight rectangle frames, which allow you to create each one of these into a frame or not a frame. So on this background, we chose not to make it a frame, so the white paper covered the entire card. Where on this one, when we cut this one out, we also cut it into this one. and set it in. So you have a kind of a frame and then the other part and piece. This design we embossed with gold embossing powder and colored in using our stencil that is part of this collection. And on this one, we stamped with black ink and used the stencil. So you can see the different ways that you can use these products. So this is the stamp set. This is the coordinating die. And this is the stencil. And these are all the floral envelope die, the floral envelope stamp, and the floral envelope stamp set. Die, stencil, and stamp set. So, love that little envelope. And that little envelope you can use with so many other things you probably already have. And last of all, something, sometimes there's something that you look at and go, I would never use that. I don't understand that. Well, this was one of those. And after I got to make a card using it, I loved it. So this is a new foil plate. And this is called the Art Deco foil plate. And the other foil plate that they have is called the Geo Blocks. And these were something that in my world I probably would not look at twice. But last month they had a release and somebody wanted this die. And this one is the Abstract Triangles, another one that I would not look at. Well, in my class we got to use this one and I totally get it. So, let me show you. These come just the way they are, and they come with stencils that coordinate with them. And let me show you. When this is foiled, this is what this becomes. Okay, which is so cool. And then they have the coordinating stencil. And this one is a 3-part stencil, which are labeled at the bottom, 1, 2, and 3. But what happened, because I was probably so tired, I didn't pay attention when I foiled my first one and I put my stencils on. I didn't pay attention to where, the pattern should line up with the stencil. So this was my first creation with the foil in the stencil, and it's wrong. Like, I should have turned my paper over and then it would have matched up. But in the end, like when I got this done, I'm like, it didn't matter. It still is really cool. I love it. So last night I did another foil, and this is the look that I should have gotten the first time. But look at that. They both look really super cool. So when you do the foil and you take it off, for those of you that do the foil, this is the piece that you remove. And you can see these white areas. That's what picks up on the foil plate. That's where the design of the foil plate is. This now can be used and saved with the solid plate. So all those negatives you can go and put back down on here and run this through, and we'll transfer all that gold that's left on here to create another design. Well, I will say it's a learning process, and I have not given up. but I want to show you what I did make. So I tried an attempt. I had 2 attempts, and neither one of them worked. You know, after going back with several friends that have done the foiling, I think my plate wasn't hot enough because it's the solid plate. A lot of people found that you need to heat it longer, but I wasn't going to throw this out, you know, because I could die cut something out of there. But what I did is I trimmed the edges off, and I'm going to use that as my mat. So I didn't waste anything. Yeah, that was the other thing. I added a shim on this one, and it got a little bit better. And then some other ones that I did that I had saved my sheets did work out by letting that plate heat up longer. So, and we also had the Hammermill color copier 110-pound weight paper in, and I forgot to bring some home, and that is a suggestion by a lot of people. I was just using our Cougar, which foils beautifully for me with all the other plates. So, but that looks really cool. So I wasn't like, you know, but it's almost addicting because like once you start doing the foil, you just want to keep foiling. So I wanted to share those with you. I do have a couple sentiments that I'm going to put on there, and I'll finish these up and, you know, have those in the store and hopefully share with you next time. And last of all, we have new papers for our Bills collection. Carol, I use a Big Shot. I have a brand new Big Shot at home that we use for Maker Mania. That was given to us by Sizzix for our Maker Mania. And so I find that the machine is brand new and really tight, that I get a really good impression. So you can just kind of, you know, the people are coming in for the alternate class. So I'm going to wrap this up, but I want to end with these papers. These are our new Bills papers. So even though these have the Bills colors on them, but you can use them for anything. And I like, these are kind of a grungy paper. So you have a plaid and you have the stripe, but they all match our collection colors. We have the new footballs. She wants a snack. So we have the red and the blue footballs. Sadie, you have to wait. She loves coming to the store because she gets all these snacks. This is just a cool background paper that can coordinate with that. And we have the red side. We have this kind of ombre red, and we have it in the blue. And like, once again, these can be used for Valentine cards. These little polka dots and backgrounds. Once again, 4th of July. Another one of my favorite, the Believe, the Bill and the Eve. And I chose to do it this way because we do believe. We have it coming in the red. Let me go grab it. They made an error on it, so they're reprinting it. So this one is the Believe and then Believe underneath. And in the red version, we had the Believe, and we had that different font changed here. And it's like We Believe, but they stuck the word in 9th grade in there. So this one's being redone. We'll have that shortly. This can be used for the Bills, but it could be used in any occasion. 2021. And then A Year to Remember, because it you know, hopefully this will be our year. I don't know whether they consider us 2021 or 2022, but anyways, we have this check with the word Bills inside. And no matter what, the Bills are champions in my eyes. And I figured I went out on a limb and I had this printed, but I thought they're champions no matter what to all of us. But now that they are AFC champions, we could do an alphabet set with AFC and the champions in the background. We can do AFC division champions, hopefully. And, you know, you never know going forward. And this might be a school color, too, for somebody. And somebody also said you can use these for masculine cards for, you know, your dad or your favorite, you know, person, that they're the champion for you. So come in and check out all our new Bills papers and all the new things that came in the store. Oh, one other thing. I wanted to leave on that, but I wanted to show you another class coming up. We have new classes, and hopefully on tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to sit down. We have this little mixed media tag class that we're going to be doing. I had these finished. And these are using Prima's products. So watch for these being advertised. And they're kind of Valentine-y, but you can also use it, you know, any time of the year. You could actually put it on the front of the card for a wedding gift or on top of a package. So different ways to use this. So look for this card, and we're using tags, these nice chipboard tags from Prima. So that's all I have to show. I have to clean up my mess from this morning. Get ready we have a great class coming up from Altenew. And for those of you that are doing the Zoom, I'll be hooking up. So give me about 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I'll go back and, you know, read the questions. If there was something that you wanted and you didn't find it online, call the store and we can take care of that over the phone. So everyone, have a great weekend. Send good mojos to the Bills, and let's have a great game. And go Bills. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.